Hello, everybody. This is Car Guy Chris Ellis.
With Collectible Chris.
We're here to talk about
Part 5 of our series for for our franchise players for the MLB. Today we got the Rangers, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Cincinnati Reds, the Boston Red Sox, and the Colorado Rockies. Dad, you want me to start off, or you want to start off this time?
No, you can go start off.
Okay, so with the Rangers, I have to go with a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, but due to his time and his reference to steroids, he has his only chances to be by the veteran committee. I'm talking about Mr. Rafael Palmeiro. Career 288 batting average, 569 career home runs, 3,020 hits, a 4-time All-Star, a 3-time Gold Glover, and a 2-time Silver Slugger winner.
Very good. I went with Pudge.
I can't disagree with that.
So I went with Ivan Rodriguez. We already know. I had him on the Florida Marlins, I believe. Mount Rushmore. He, of course, is a multiple All-Star, World Series MVP, won one MVP in '99. Many-time All-Star, Silver Slugger. Not much more to say. So you can go with your next guy.
Newly into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Adrian Beltre, the man with the swing and can hit from the knee. Career 286 batting average, 477 career home runs, 3,166 career hits, a 4-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, 4-time Silver Slugger, and a 2-time Platinum Glove. His career was very slow and really didn't went through the it didn't shoot like a lightning bolt until he became a Ranger. A decent career with the Dodgers, and then with Seattle, it kind of felt lackluster for him. And then as soon as he got with the Rangers and teammates with Josh Hamilton and all those other guys, I just remember the career hit in the postseason when he hit that home run straight to left field from his knee. I thought that was just a killer instinct in a killer way. One of the we talked about Darryl Strawberry and Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing in the 90s. I think Beltre had one of the prettiest swings in the modern day. Just a great stance, great contact, and also a wonderful, humble human being. So Beltre, for me, 100%.
Of course, I got Noah Rand, number 2. He's already been on 2 others. I don't have to say anymore. The all-time strikeout king. Pitched his last 3 no-hitters with the Rangers. So, or last two. Might have been last 2. Might have been 3, but I think he pitched his 4th with the Astros. And then 5 and 6 with the Rangers. Nothing more to say. An icon in the sport. So, who you got next?
The captain of the Rangers team in the 2000s. I'm going with Michael Young.
He's my number 3 too, so we can.
Oh, okay. 300 career batting average, 185 career home runs, 2,375 hits, a 7-time All-Star, a Gold Glover, had the batting title as a shortstop, and he was also a All-Star MVP. Very lengthy, very fit, very skinny shortstop that actually had longevity, really kept healthy. It was just that time, and he really wanted to spend time with his family when he retired, which I can greatly respect. I really wish he can be a guy that can be voted into the Hall of Fame just because of how well he actually meant to the Texas organization. But the veteran committee should hands down vote him in. So
yeah, he played multiple infield positions. He played first, second, third, and short, all very well. So, yeah, he was my number 3. You can't go wrong with Michael Young, I don't think. Who's your 4?
So with my 4, I should have put Pudge because I don't have him on the other list, but I have to give this guy his flowers. So I'm going to talk about Ian Kinsler for a second. The career 269 batting average, 257 career home runs, 1,999 career hits, a 4-time All-Star. Won the World Series with the Red Sox in 2018, and he's also a 2-time Gold Glove winner. Unfortunately, injuries is what cut his career a little short. He was part of that trade with Fielder between the Tigers and the Rangers. Just a great defensive second baseman that knew when to hit for power. Um, he was just a good person to be in the clubhouse. A lot of his teammates respected the crap out of him. Just Ian was just an overall good talent, and he would always help out a teammate of his when people needed advice. So, a forward Kinsler for me.
For me was a guy I watched in the '80s. Came around with Canseco and McGuire in them, and Palmeiro, Ruben Sierra. He was a switch hitting outfielder, three-time All-Star. Did it all. Could steal bases, could hit home runs for power. Somewhat could hit for average, not all the time, but was a good player overall. Loved watching him play though. Especially when I was growing up in Texas. So yeah, I got Ruben Sierra as my number 4.
Nah, I'll agree to that. I didn't think about Ruben, but he deserves to be in consideration. So,
oh yeah.
Second list, the Rays. I think this is gonna be one of the lists that we're kind of like iffy on, especially since it's a young organization. So, you want to start us off this time?
We only disagree on one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh, wow. Okay.
we only disagree on one.
Oh, because I got him and you got the other guy. Okay.
No, you got Evan Longoria. I got Evan Longoria.
Yeah.
I got Carlos Pena. You got Carlos Pena. You got David Price.
Yeah.
You went with Carl.
I
went with Ben Zobrist.
Okay. That's a good pick. If anything, I will put Zobrist in the Cubs since he's the one that really won that World Series for him.
He could, but probably could. He probably could leave him on the.
I mean, I do agree with him being on the Rays, though. He was a key contributor. It's just that, like always with the Rays, they trade good talent. So, you want to start off then, Dad, and I just help
Yeah,
out?
I'm third. Well, shoot, Longoria is still playing, so this is the first time I actually put a player that's still playing on the list.
But ain't he hurt?
Well, right now he's not playing, but yeah, he's on the
Oh, he's on a
roster.
Oh, he's on the roster but not playing. Okay.
Right, he's still on Diamondbacks technically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I went with Evan Longoria, multiple-time All-Star, has one of the biggest home runs in Rays history. Also knocking the Reds, I believe the Red Sox out of the playoffs.
Yes.
And doing it. Consummate professional, constant good third baseman. Deserves to be on the Rays. You can probably go with the stats more than I can on that.
Longoria, as of right now, is a 264 career batting average guy, 342 career home runs, 1,930 hits. He was also Rookie of the Year, to be more exact, 3-time All-Star, a 3-time Gold Glover as well. Very tough for a third baseman to do that in the American League East. As well as a Silver Slugger, just the man with a smile, just a young guy, and he just knows how to play. Of course, what's getting him now is time. I mean, that's what a lot of ball players I have to basically go over that hump. But Longoria has helped key teams win. I think my least favorite time with him was San Francisco, but when he finally got traded to Arizona, it really rejuvenated him a little bit. So, Longoria definitely big.
So he was your number 2, right?
Yeah, Longoria, his number 1, my number 2. So
let me go ahead and go with your number 1 then. My number 3.
Your number 3? Okay. Yeah. My number 1 and his number 3 is gonna be David Price. 157 career wins to 82 losses, 3.32 ERA, 2,076 career strikeouts, a Cy Young Award winner, a 5-time All-Star, part of that 2018 World Series team with the Red Sox, and he's also a 2-time ERA title winner. Very controlled fastball. It didn't matter how old he got, he still knew how to control that sucker. Very wild slider, and a very well pitched changeup. Only one bad year that I remember when he was a Red Sox, but that's about it. Like Price was always a positive guy. He really didn't say anything negative. Really didn't have any trouble. I mean, he rarely did a hit by pitch on any batter. Just a really good, lovable guy. Um, and I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame when he is in consideration because I think he has 2 more years before he gets in consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Because he retired in 21, right?
No, he pitched last year for the Dodgers, I think.
Oh shoot, that's right. He's still at.
Right.
But no. I think he retired.
Okay.
I think he retired. But yeah, no. But Price can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, my number 2 and your number 4.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Palacada himself, Mr. Carlos Pena, Gold Glover, Silver Slugger winner, made an All-Star team, I believe.
Rookie year.
Yeah. Came close to leading the league in home runs.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah. And very good first baseman, very knowledgeable, very good, likable guy. You want to give the stats on that? Stats on him?
He is the lowest batting average that we have on any list at a career 232 batting average.
Yeah, he wasn't much of a hitter. Average hitter.
Yeah, he wasn't a contact hitter. He was a power hitter. 286 career home runs, 1,146 hits. Was part of the Moneyball inspired movie team of the A's because he was a rookie with the A's before he got traded to Detroit, and then his final years were with the Rays. I remember more Carlos as an analyst, and like Dad says, he's very knowledgeable of the game. If only he could translate that to his hitting. But Carlos is I love Carlos as an analyst. He really knows the game. He really knows how to actually. Honestly, I would love to see him as a scout, just because of his knowledge. I think he'll be a wonderful scout with any team. But I mean, like Dad said, he is a likable guy.
Yep. And let's see.
Your number 4 and my number 3 are different. So.
Yep. Go ahead and go with your 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is got to be a guy that injuries really cut short, and I really wish they didn't. And this guy was just unbelievable, an unbelievable talent. I'm going with Carl Crawford. A 290 batting average, 136 career home runs, 1,931 hits, a 4-time All-Star, a Gold Glover, a Silver Slugger, and a All-Star MVP. Got traded to the Red Sox, and then he started getting leg injuries, which were not that good because this guy knew how to steal bases as well. A very weird swing because he had the bat at the very back leg to do the hit, but it was a swing that worked for him, and he knew how to do it. Just a good, positive guy to have on that Rays team, along with so much talent. I mean, really good talent. I just wish injuries didn't get him.
Yeah, very good. I mean, yeah, he was a very good player. My number 4 is Ben Zobrist. Very clutch hitter for the Rays. Definitely knew when the lights were on, he knew how to get it done. Could play more than just the infield. Could play a little bit outfield if need be. Did lead the league in WAR 1 year, which is amazing because none of his numbers were like, qualified him leading in WAR in a way. But yeah, Ben Zobrist is definitely a fan favorite, and I think the Rays fans would definitely put him.
I agree, and Zobrist was a clutch hitter. I mean, he had the most walk-offs out of any Rays person in history, if I remember correctly, because if I remember correctly, he had about 25 walk-off hits. So, I mean...
Or game-winning hits?
Game-winning hits, yeah. Okay. Like, I can see that. There's nothing wrong with that. I love Zobrist. Great defender. Great contact hitter. I just remember his run with the Chicago Cubs World Series title. So, like... I almost put Zobrist over Pena. That's how close I was. But when I was thinking of more like impact than than clutch, unfortunately. But I do agree with that.
Okay. Next is the Cincinnati Reds.
I do agree with that.
I
I
know.
do agree with that. I do. Um, yeah, I had to put them on there. I'm
No,
sorry.
I know.
I had to.
I know.
Okay, so our number one's the same.
Yep.
And so you want to do the introduction or
Yeah,
shall
the
I?
all-time hits leader in baseball probably won't be in the Hall of Fame.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should be in the Hall of Fame, but probably won't be until after he's dead. That's Mr. Pete Rose. Has the most hits all time for MLB. Played several different positions, like first, second, third. Played in the outfield. Multiple time MVP, I believe. Multiple time.
One time MVP.
One time MVP. Multiple time All Star. I know that for sure.
Oh yes.
Great player. You can probably go through the list on that.
Okay. 303 career batting average, 4,256 hits. No other player in MLB history comes close to that. MVP, Rookie of the Year award winner, 17-time All-Star, a 3-time World Series winner, 2-time Gold Glover, a Silver Slugger, a World Series MVP, and only 3-time batting title winner.
That's surprising. I thought he might win more.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, batting title was more about the average over the hits. So don't know how that happened, but I mean, we met Pete Rose, and a very humble guy, especially when it comes to military personnel. I mean, well, I'm pretty sure we already shared this story, but when Dad got an autograph from Pete Rose from the shop I work at now, he saw how many was it? Three soldiers just standing out outside of the shop, and he's like, "Those guys don't want an autograph." And then my boss, he's like, "No, they're just out there. No, bring them in. I'll give them one for free." So like Rose with military personnel, that was pretty cool. I mean, he is a. And I mean, we can just go ahead and do the other inhonorable mention since he is in the WWE Hall of Fame. So at least he's in one Hall of Fame, and he was inducted by the guy that tombstoned him 3 times. So,
Yep.
And I believe my number 2 is your number 3.
Yep. Joe Morgan. Go ahead and go with your.
Go with my guy, especially since I finally got his rookie card. So, Joe Morgan, career 271 batting average. 268 home runs, 2,517 career hits. He is a Hall of Famer. He's a 2-time MVP, a 10-time All-Star, a 2-time World Series winner, a 5-time Gold Glover, a Silver Slugger, as well as an All-Star MVP. A short guy that really
Twitch that left arm.
Twist the left arm. A short guy that just showed that size doesn't matter, and even if you're small, you can actually have an advantage. I mean, and of course, kids today will know him from MLB The Show if you got his cards in the last 3 years. So, like, if you haven't played with Morgan, play with him because he has speed, power, and contact.
Yeah, Joe Morgan was just a consummate professional. Was very good on Sunday Night Baseball too as a commentator.
Yes. 100%.
Great player. Big Red Machine. Him and Rose definitely with my next guy, which I have is Johnny Bench, probably considered the greatest catcher of all time, next to either him or Yogi Berra, are usually the ones talked about the most. Was the glue that held the Big Red Machine. Played a tough position, multiple time All-Star, multiple time Gold Glove winner. Did it all. You know, he was one of the best players of all time. So just to go around about it, you know, he's
You want me to do the numbers for you real quick?
Yeah.
A career 267 batting average, 389 career home runs, 2,048 hits, a Hall of Famer, and a 2-time MVP. Here we go. Rookie of the Year, a 14-time All-Star, part of the World Series wins with Morgan and
Rose.
a 10-time Gold Glover, a World Series MVP, and he was also a Major League Player of the Year.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. You got you for your number 3.
My number 3, I'm gonna go someone a little bit after everybody. I chose Eric Davis.
Eric the Red.
Career 269 batting average, 282 career home runs, 1,430 career hits, a 2-time All-Star. He was an outfielder, right?
Yeah.
So
Played left, center, and right.
So he already had a bunch of competition. That's why he didn't get as much All-Star appearances. Did win the Home Run Derby, 1990 World Series winner, a 3-time Gold Glover, and a 2-time Silver Slugger. Davis was just a guy that just knew when to hit the ball when he needed to. He rarely struck out. Most of his outs were really just balls being out of the outfield. Really knew patience. Really knew how to take the walk. So when he needed to, he delivered.
Mm-hmm. My number, because we have me, Rose, Morgan, Bench. So I'm on my number 4, right?
Yeah, and then I'm on my number 4.
Okay, well, we already had this one for the Mets already. It's Mr. Tom Terrific Seaver. Obviously, you know his stats. He at one time was the highest vote getter in the Hall of Fame until Griffey broke that. Had a magical career. Had 2 great careers. One with the Mets and then one with the Reds. Nothing more to say on him, really. You know. So
and I agree with that pick. My number 4 is still currently playing, just in the minors now. But most people that know the Reds today, there's only one Red player that people will know this guy for being that Red, for being the Red from 2008 till last year. I'm talking about Joey Votto. I gotta give it to the one of my favorite Canadian baseball players, because Freddie Freeman's Canadian too. So 294 career batting average, 356 career home runs, 2,135 career hits. Did win the MVP, a 6-time All-Star at first base with a star-studded National League. Also a Gold Glove winner. Votto was a dominant hitter. Him and Jay Bruce was just scary. Bruce struck out, but when Bruce struck out, Votto was the cleanup man for the reason. So I've always liked Votto. Just a great guy. Always does things for the kids. Just a real class player. So.
Yep. So that's off of the Reds. Now we got the Red Sox.
All right. So my number 1's your number 2. You don't even have number 2 on there. My number 3 is your number 3, and my 4 is your 4. So we just disagree on 1.
Yep.
Kind of surprising, but you do like his grandson. So
well, I like him too. So it's like,
okay. You got to. So you want to go ahead and start off, and then
yeah, we're gonna go with my number 1 is Carl Yastrzemski. Played outfield for the Boston Red Sox. Also played first base. Great player. Overtime All-Star. Came close to winning a Triple Crown, I believe.
Won the Triple Crown.
He did win the Triple Crown in 69? Not 69.
Hold up.
68.
67.
Oh, I was off by 2 years. In a year. Okay. Triple Crown winner. Obviously won the MVP that year.
Yes.
Multiple time All-Star.
18.
Yep. Probably won a couple of Gold Gloves.
7.
Yep. Just a great all-out player. Had over 3,000 hits, I believe.
3,419.
Did he have over a 300 average?
285.
Oh, okay.
It's still not bad.
No.
Especially for that era. 452 career home runs.
Yep. He also retired the same year as Gaylord Perry and Johnny Bench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. Your number 1 is my number 2, so go ahead.
When you think of Red Sox, you got to think of the guy that really revolutionized what being a Red Sox is all about, especially since he never got traded, and was also a manager. I gotta go with Ted Williams. Career 344 batting average, 521 career home runs, 2,654 career hits. Obviously a Hall of Famer, two-time MVP, two-time Triple Crown winner, 19-time All-Star, and a six-time batting title winner.
He probably would have had more statistics if more service wouldn't have shortened.
Shorten it a little bit, yeah, which is fine. But
Yeah.
you want me to go ahead and go to my number two then, since
Yeah, go ahead and with your two, which I'll almost put him on there.
yeah. Okay, so y'all know I'm a Yankees guy, but every single time the Yankees faced the Red Sox, I was always afraid of this guy. But one of the best nicknames in the game, I'm talking about Big Papi himself, David Ortiz. 286 career batting average, 541 career home runs, 2,472 career hits, a Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star, a home run derby champ, three-time World Series winner, seven-time Silver Slugger, and he was the World Series MVP as well. Oh, of course, my favorite memory of Ortiz will always be after the Boston bombing, and he just got the mic and said, "This is how I fucking see it." So, YouTube, sorry for the foul language, but I mean it's the truth. And if y'all never seen it, go watch the highlight. Ortiz loved Boston. After being he was traded, right, by Minnesota, or was he let go?
I think he might have been traded.
When he left Minnesota to Boston, the Red Sox welcomed him with open arms, and he just took off. Of course, the designated hitter position was still a position, and he was a first baseman, but then he took that DH spot and just let it rip. And when I mean let it rip, I mean let it rip all the way to right field. So Big Papi definitely deserves all the accolades. Just a great ball player. It doesn't matter if he was a DH or most of his career. He was one of the most charismatic players out of the whole MLB, out of the whole time from the 2000s to 2010. So I don't care if it was a Red Sox. If it was always Yankees versus Boston, I always liked seeing a Big Papi with that famous swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think our number threes are the same.
Number threes and number fours.
Yep.
So,
of course, Pedro Martinez, you got to be there. I mean, just look what the man did. ERA's under 2 for several seasons with the Red Sox. He also had one of the best All-Star game performances ever when striking out.
6 straight.
Right? Yep. And those were like the prime home run hitters of that time. Mark McGwire,
Sammy
Sosa, Mike Piazza.
Chipper Jones.
Yep. So, multiple All-Star, multiple Cy Young Award winner. Obviously a Hall of Famer, which all our guys are that are on this list, or on the Red Sox.
Also won the Triple Crown.
Yep. Go ahead with the rest if you want.
219 career wins to 100 losses, 2.93 ERA, 3,154 career strikeouts, 3-time Cy Young, the Triple Crown, 8-time All-Star, 2004 World Series winner with the Red Sox, 5-time ERA title winner, and of course that 99 All-Star performance, I gave him that All-Star MVP. Just a guy that had that zip on that fastball. And if he didn't finish you with that fastball, Lord have mercy. If he threw that curveball, you better watch out.
Yep. And then our third baseman, it's Wade Chicken Man Boggs.
Career 328 batting average, 118 career home runs, 3,010 hits, a Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, 1996 World Series winner with the Yankees.
Yep.
2-time Gold Glove winner, 8-time Silver Slugger, and a 5-time batting title winner. A guy that went on multiple, that was on multiple teams that shouldn't really be on multiple teams. Of course, Red Sox, Yankees, Tampa Bay. Just a guy that had style, and of course known as the Chicken Man because he would always eat a bucket of fried chicken before every game.
That's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of chicken. And of course, Dad growing up watching wrestling, you watched the vignettes with Boggs and Perfect, and
Yep.
Wade Boggs inducted Perfect into the WWE Hall of Fame. handing the ring to Michael McGillicuddy, his son, and his wife and daughter. Just a guy that actually has style, and just figuring out why he was known as the Chicken Man, because I didn't know for a long time, and just the fact that I heard that, I'm like, Lord, I bet his stomach was rumbling, dealing with all that heat too. But just a guy that just had a lot of class.
Yep. Nothing really to add. Just great player. So our last team of the night, a day, is the Rockies.
I almost added him. I'm not gonna lie, almost did.
So our number ones, I think, are the same.
Our number one is the same.
And 3 and 4. Okay. You got 3. I got him at 4. So we'll go ahead and go with the Rockies. Our first guy is just newly elected to the Hall of Fame. Will actually be going into the Hall of Fame next month. And Mr. Todd Helton, also the backup quarterback at Tennessee to Mr. Peyton Manning. So you want to give us stats on this great fellow?
A guy that should have been in the Hall of Fame in the first place. After the first ballot, sure, 316 career batting average, 369 career home runs, 2,519 career hits, 5-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glover, 4-time Silver Slugger, as well as a batting title winner. Just because you're in Colorado, I'm sorry, that should not be the excuse of having a high batting average or anything. If you look at the history of actual Rocky players, a lot of players did not hit that much for batting average, okay? So, to all the writers, don't scrutinize, because honestly, if you want to do something, scrutinize the Boston Red Sox for having a short field, okay? Just saying. But... sorry, Dad. But, I mean, Helton always deserved to be in the Hall of Fame just because of how much he's done for baseball, for the organization, for the Colorado Rockies. I mean, almost won the World Series. Went to the World Series, got swept by the Red Sox in 07. And I remember watching that whole World Series. I hated it. Because I really want the Rockies to make history. But, I mean, when you face a monster like the Boston Red Sox, I mean, you got to play your best. But Helton was going for football, and misfortune happened. But then he gained another fortune with the love of baseball and just ran with it after his rookie year. I mean, just stayed with the Rockies his whole career. Should be known as Mr. Rocky for this reason, being in the Hall of Fame. But just a great overall talent.
Yep. My next guy is Dante Bichette, one of the big guys for the Rockies of the 90s. Came over from the Milwaukee Brewers. Bichette, Galarraga, Ellis Burks, Larry Walker. Those guys became home run hitters for sure. Bichette only made a couple All-Star games, I believe.
4.
I think he might have he has a Silver Slugger for sure.
1, yes.
And was he an All-Star?
Yeah, 4-time All-Star.
Okay. Had a pretty decent career. His numbers are pretty...
they're pretty average, actually. Career 299 batting average. 274 career home runs. 1,906 hits.
Yeah. So, not a bad career. But a very good player. Of course, we all know his son playing for the Toronto Blue Jays. So, who you got for your number 2?
My number 2 is the guy with the hottest prospect and one of the hottest rookie cards in the modern day of Jackson Holliday. Of course, his dad, Matt Holliday. Career 299 batting average, 316 career home runs, 2,096 hits, a 7-time All-Star, 2011 World Series winner with the St. Louis Cardinals, 4-time Silver Slugger, as well as a batting title winner. Matt was just a man with a straight face that just played ball. Yeah, I mean, hardly showed any emotion. But with that, a lot of pitchers feared him, and Matt knew how to do power behind the ball when he needed to. I mean, I loved watching Matt play. Very simple batting stance, but it gave him a lot of power. So,
yep. Very good player too. Could play first base too. My number 3.
I don't have your number 3.
Yes.
So.
My number 3 is the Big Cat, Andres Galarraga. Started out his career with the Expos. Then he went to the Cardinals. Then he went to the Rockies. Guy was a big guy, could move as a cat. Gold Glove guy, type of first baseman. Hit for power, hit for average. And later he went to go on, of course, play for the Braves. He was just an overall big-time player. Not other than much to say about that one on him. You want to go with your...
My number 3, your number 4?
Yeah, go ahead.
The man that I just knew had to have style, especially when it came to shades. I'm talking about Mr. Larry Walker. Career .313 batting average, 383 career home runs, 2,160 career hits, a Hall of Famer, an MVP winner, 5-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glover, 3-time Silver Slugger, and a 3-time batting title winner.
First Rocky in the Hall of Fame.
The first Rocky in the Hall of Fame. And like Walker had style, he had so much style, especially when it came with his swing. Like when he popped. So, but with Walker, and honestly, still one of the, if anyone wants a Rockies jersey, the first one they'll try to get is got to be Walker, just because it's just the classic look, the classic feel. And when you think of all black, all purple, it has to be that number 33 behind your back.
Yep. Could steal bases. He started out as first baseman with the Expos, with that young core of Expos with the Lionel Shields. And Marquise Grissom back in the early 90s. Could play the outfield, could play, whatever they needed him to do, he would do. So, yeah. I think Larry Walker's definitely one of those guys that's definitely a great player to watch. And your number 4 is?
My number 4 is a pitcher that was a rookie for the Rockies and bounced around so many teams, and then actually came back home to be a Rocky. Just his confidence got shot, but I still want to give him his props because he was a dominant pitcher for a little bit. Ubaldo Jimenez. Career 114 wins to 117 losses. So the only pitcher that actually has a bad win-loss record on my list. 4.34 ERA, 1,720 career strikeouts. So out of a 8-year career, he still had a lot of strikeouts. It's just that he didn't have a lot of run support. And he was also a one-time All-Star with the Rockies. It just bounced around and like a management and managers didn't have a lot of confidence in him, which really hurt. Like he was a tall guy, as tall as Randy almost. So like for a guy that was just there to throw that fastball and when he needed to, just to throw that slider, like Ubaldo had that face, like he could be scary if he needed to. So like I hate the fact that his career was just cut short just because of confidence and all that, but I remember that first year with the Rockies, he was just a dominant force.
Yeah, I would agree. Ubaldo Jimenez was definitely one of those guys. So our last one will be next week.
Yes.
And who we have?
Our 6 of 6 for next week will be the Kansas City Royals.
The Royals.
Number 2 will be the Detroit Tigers.
That's going to be an interesting one.
And I did not put Pudge in that one either. I wish I did, but I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't get those guys out. I couldn't. Number 3, the Minnesota Twins.
The Twinkies.
Number 4, I know you'll have fun with this one. And one of my guys are actually active. Number 4, the Chicago White Sox.
White Sox.
And of course, the last and final team, the most historic team of all of MLB.
Yankees.
The New York Yankees.
The Yankees. It's going to be great. The only thing I got to talk about is we had a death last week of a Hall of Famer in Mr. Number 24, the Say Kid, Willie Mays. Great Major League Baseball player. Everybody knows that. Made one of the greatest catches in center field on the Polo Grounds. Everybody knows about that. I think everybody also knows that the man was a great baseball legend. He was the longest living Hall of Famer, which I think now is Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt is, yes.
I think is now the oldest Hall of Famer alive today. So yeah, I mean, everybody definitely gave him his special thanks and everything last week due to the Brickwood game in Mobile with the Giants and the Cardinals, and then the other games that happened. So for all the Willie May fans and his family and everything, we give us our condolences, and his memory will always live on, especially in the Hall of Fame, and especially in the teams that he played with. You got anything?
No, and just because I learned from this from the podcast and from the guy that actually is the historian for the Negro Leagues Museum.
Yeah,
he did get a hit off of Satchel Paige. So,
yes.
And of course, right after that, the third baseman had to tell Satchel, "Hey, there's the kid," and Satchel threw all 3 fastballs at Willie and striking him out. So I still think that's cool that Willie still had that experience. So
yeah, that is cool.
I mean, but I do agree. And if any of y'all are trying to look up for memorabilia or anything, especially cards and all that, the market will be a little shifty. I had the opportunity to buy a Jersey Fusion Willie Mays card on behalf of the shop, but just because of the market being very staggered right now, I could not pull the trigger. I didn't want to lowball an offer that shouldn't be lowballed. I built my integrity in doing what I do, so I didn't want to tarnish that. So out of respect, please respect that. But there are always good things out there to find, and if you want something of a piece of history, I'll always just be respectful about it. And yeah, I think that's all that's that.
All right.
Oh, out of the case I bought. I mentioned it last week. I got a case of 2022 Diamond Kings. Unfortunately, I did not pull the downtown. But I did pull 7 Spencer Strider rookie cards, and 2 of them were artist proof. I also pulled 4 O'Neal Cruzes, so those will be sent out to get graded, so I can just go ahead and I have all those Striders done, and I actually have plans for all those Striders, and I think it will actually be a very nice little surprise for some people. So even though I didn't get my downtown, I got my Striders, and I mean he's the big rookie from 2022, other than O'Neal Cruz and another guy that should not be named. So yeah,
I got you. But you got anything else?
no, that's
all right. This is Card Guy Chris Lewis,
with Collectible Chris,
and we'll be talking to you later. Bye.